A lot of people are going to be eating their words about you. They bought into the thought that you would not be where you are today. Thank God you did not buy into that thought like them. They invested in the fact that you would not be where you are today. You had a few people supporting you, but you had a lot of people attacking you. You had a lot of distractions. You had fewer distractions when you walked on this narrow path, but you knew it was going to be all to the glory of God. You have a lot of people getting ready to eat their words about you. A lot of people. They are still hung up on the fact that I heard that this happened a couple months ago. How are they still thriving over there? They should still be upset about that situation. Like, how could they be moving on? Those Haman and Jezebel attacks that were trying to come from you? No. You confused the enemy's camp because you refused to get off of that narrow path. And a lot of people are getting ready to eat their words about you. It doesn't even have to be this way, but because the enemy is exactly who he is, and he likes to take the people nearest to you and use them against you to attack you and distract you, that is how God has it. Okay, well then fine. I'll set a table up in front of your enemies. I'll humble them on his timeline. The fact that you're walking in forgiveness, harmony, wisdom, discernment, everything that God has told you to do while you're walking on this narrow path, you have done, and he has seen it. The works of refute fruit is not going unnoticed. He's seen it. He knows it. But those people that were against you and plotting all these things towards you, God is like, enough. And we don't even have to be that way to one another. We are so caught up in let me get one above this person, let me get ahead of this person, that some people are willing to do anything. And that means even coming in connection and binding an agreement with the enemy just to try to get one up on another person. But ultimately, God has the control of changing that situation at any time. He can fast forward those that are walking on the narrow path 10 years ahead if he wanted to, and keep you, those that are just choosing to follow the enemy's plot and his plan, he can keep you right where you are. Which is exactly why the words that people spoke about you, they're getting ready to eat, because they're still where they are. Because they're still trying to figure out, how are you getting over all this pain and all this hurt? Because you know and you knew that if I did not, I'm not going to get past this lesson to get to the blessing. You know what it is. And God knows what it is. He's about his business with you. And it's not that hard for him to set up a table in front of your enemies and let them know humbly, like, this is something that I'm giving them. You're welcome to have this too. But until you get off of that path, you're going to be where you are, because that's your will. Balance that. People love to buy into the thought that other people will not be something because they get into this group of people who already don't like you and have something against you, and they're paying more attention to what you should be doing and where you shouldn't be at, and then all you're doing is accelerating and thriving. And God is getting ready to make them eat their words. 100%. 100%. You shouldn't have spoke ill about someone, or you shouldn't even pass judgment about someone when you don't know what they're going through. You don't know what anybody's going through. You don't know what those situations that they overcame and may still be overcoming took for them. And so to speak on somebody's progression as they're trying to build and grow the relationship with God, honestly, that's the worst time to do it. I mean, because I feel like that's even when your favor is higher. It's like you already surrender yourself to God. So he's like, he's got your back 100%. Those are the times where I'm like, okay, possibly the attacks may come, but that's the time when people should not even open their mouth. Like, stop. That's on y'all if y'all want to open your mouth and speak ill on children of God who are walking the path of him with him in this narrow path. It's not easy. But God is like, okay, all right, fine. You didn't buy into that thought with them. And he's so proud of you for not doing that. They bought into that thought of that. They're hung up on the situations that happened years ago or months ago with you. They're upset that everything that they said about you isn't happening. But honestly, it's probably happening to them. It's probably happening to them. The revelations that God is telling you about your enemies, because we know, forgive those who trespass against us, it's probably happening to them, which is why they're so bothered, because you have confused the enemy's camp so much. He doesn't know what to do. He can't even use the same people that he used before. But God's getting ready to make them eat their words. 100%. So I'm just curious, is anybody else going through that, where you're noticing people completely misread you, just put your testimonies in the chat. Keep them clean, please. I'm interested to see if other people are feeling that way or starting to see that as well. But I will put scriptures in the description box that led me to share this word to you all today. I do want to put a little